Welcome back. Okay, let's pick it up from where we left it off. We were talking about the UEFA Champions League. Just let me get your thoughts quickly on some of the results, the way it stood before we went on that break.
Yeah.
Juventus still, I mean, getting 2 goals past Valencia in spite of having their most potent weapon, Cristiano Ronaldo, sent off.
Yeah, it's tribute to the quality of the team. Very, very strong Juventus side. If you look at, they are built. They are really wired to win this year's Champions League. Bringing back Bonucci from AC Milan, and the way they've packaged the team so far, I realize that it's not a team that is built around just a player, and certainly not Cristiano Ronaldo, because he's new in the system. And although he's their best player, if you look at the record, but the team is already solid on its own. Look at the midfield likes of Matuidi, Dybala is there as well. Mandzukic. It's a very, very solid type. Pjanic is there, and Sandro, Sene Khedira, and Bonucci, Chiellini, and Bazagli. These are highly experienced, veterans. Some of them have even won the World Cup before. So it's not a surprise that they are doing well without Ronaldo, although it's sad that he got a red card and scored 2 goals at the weekend against Sassuolo. One would have expected him to, to really contribute to the victory today. But it's a very solid Juventus side. They're playing Valencia at the Mestalla. I wasn't expecting a different result. They have what it takes, and they are doing what we expect them to do. It is when they play the likes of Manchester United that they will really be tested. But this is really a blow for Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, I'm sure deep in his heart, after Messi scored 3 goals yesterday, I've been hoping that he would hit the headline for a positive reason. But still headlines anyway. Bad news is good news. Yeah, so I'm sure he feels very, very bad about it.
I'm very sure he does. Okay, let's talk about another side that I don't know what's happening at their stadium right now. Talking about Manchester City. They've put 1 goal back, but of course, I mean, you wouldn't have been brave enough to say that at the Etihad, Lyon will be leading 2-1.
Lyon is a decent side. I was listening to Memphis Depay earlier in the morning. He said that the big guns in Manchester is Manchester United and not Manchester City. I guess he meant that to spite Manchester City. No, I mean, they're a decent side. They did well last season. I think they came second to Lyon, and you can't really write them off. I thought maybe complacency at some point, I'm sure must have affected, the way Manchester City, took, the game. And if you really look at the match, this person is not on the bench. Pep Guardiola, it is Arteta that is on the bench, and was even actually forbidden to give the team talk because of the last time out against Liverpool. He got a suspension, so he's on the stand now, and the team is down. But it's a decent result. So far, I think they have what it takes to equalize.
All right.
And I know that they have a very solid squad. They've done well so far this season. They have into them. They've crawled back, just scoring, making it 2-1. And I'm sure before the end of the day, at the end of the game, they might get an equalizer.
Okay, let's see what happens in that one, whether or not Manchester City, the English Premier League champions, maybe they will be able to claw their way back into the game and maybe go on to win. So we'll see what happens in that one. We'll give you updates as they come. Trust us to do that for you. Let's quickly talk about the 2019 Under-17 African Championship. It's called the Under-17 AFCON now. It's no longer news that Nigeria has qualified for that tournament. Let's give you a complete list of all the teams that have qualified for that tournament. Of course, you already know that the host will be Tanzania. So let's quickly do that for you. Of course, Nigeria getting out of that very tough Waffle B group, that had the likes of Ghana, the Ivorians, Burkina Faso. But we got the job done. MRI decimated the team. But we got the job done. That's the most important part of the story. We got the job done, and we, got into the, competition proper. So. And from there, hopefully, we might be able to get a ticket. It's a tournament we've won 5 times, so you trust the lads to get there. All right, let's see if we can quickly get it for you. Tanzania, of course, will be the host in that one. You have Nigeria, you have Senegal, you have Guinea, you have Angola, Morocco, and Cameroon. I'm very sure it's going to come up on the screen shortly. Well, just if you look at these names, and you want to fancy Nigeria's chances of picking a ticket.
First of all, it's quite sad that CAF has decided to go for quantity rather than quality. you know, when you look at the zoning process and the way it was arranged, it's really meant to shortchange the whole of West Africa. Both coaches have complained, and Ghana, Karim Zito has complained.
That's where the powerhouse.
That's the powerhouse. Both teams have won the competition 8 times. In between them, Nigeria 5, Ghana 3. Why would you, structure it in a way that would shortchange, produce just one team out of? And you know that the powerhouse of youth football in Africa is in West Africa. And you're putting the best, the countries that have achieved the most in youth football together, pitching them together, and causing just one of them to qualify. I think it's unfair on their own part.
The defense on the part of CAF is that, look, easy access, you play in your zone, we don't have issues of teams not being able to come, financial reasons. Well, it's not like a plausible explanation, but...
It is cost effective, no doubt, but when you begin to pitch your best, your best, Ivory Coast, Ghana, Nigeria, in the same group because of cost effectiveness, it is counterproductive when you look at the result, eventual result. With the list that we have here, with the exception of Cameroon is likely to give us an issue. Senegal still, within the West African region. And Guinea, I really don't expect much from Guinea, but it's age grade. So at this level, you can't really use the pedigree of the senior team to really judge. But at least we know the history. I don't see 4 teams will qualify out of the 8. And so all we just need to do is to just
get to the
semi-finals, and we are there. I think our boys, certainly with the way they played in this tournament, I mean, they have it in them, obviously, to qualify and even win the competition. So it's a great test. They've come out of the fire, more or less, to be able to get to this stage. And they're coming to the competition proper. I don't see anybody standing their way. I don't see anything, out of the ones listed so far. It will be a threat.
Okay, so that's Joseph for you. Not seeing any threat, but, we'll see what happens with the boys. And hopefully they'll be able to pick a ticket and go to represent Nigeria at the World Under-17 Championship. That's, when they get that ticket, hopefully, from the Under-17 AFCON. All right, let's come home and talk about the Nigeria National League. Let's give you some results from matches played today. Is interesting, trying to wind things up, and so the matches are coming in thick and fast. So let's see if we can do that now and give you some of the results from the Nigeria National League. Sokoto United played a 1-1 draw with Jigawa Golden Stars. That's in Division A1. Joseph, there's an interesting story about Taraba United, but I'll allow you, talk about it when we get to that point, and we'll see whether or not some people are toothless bulldogs. We'll see. Okay, let's talk about Group A2. That has ABS playing a goalless draw with Mighty Jet. NAF Rockets defeated Axel Sandy for. It was a 4-4 draw, actually. 4-4 draw. FC Taraba again failed to show up for a game they were meant to play at home. And so Kaduna United, courtesy of that 3 goals, 3 points, was a walkover. All right. So we move to Group B1, where you have some other very interesting results. You had Crown FC losing to Delta Force by a lone goal. You have Shooting Stars playing a goalless draw with Abia Comets. And, of course, there are some matches that will be played later on. You have Bayelsa United taking on Aquasta, Stationary Stores taking on Oshu United, New United playing Dynamite Force, okay? So let me quickly allow you to have your say before we talk about the women. Your take. Taraba United had a warning before this game. Yeah, they did. The warning that was called final warning. It's easy for us to say what should happen because it's pretty straightforward. It's pretty straightforward. But then again, we have to be cautious and wait what's going to happen. But what's your take, really?
I have a lot of respect for Bukola Lakbade. He's a great guy. He knows what he's doing, But situations like this, you really have to decide if you want to ensure that you grow the league or you kill it with the strength of your hand. And I do believe that if you really want to run a professional league, the rules should be stated clearly and adhered to. Under no circumstances should Taraba United still be in the league. This is their 3rd violation and 2nd consecutive violation. We saw what happened with Bimo FC. Nasarawa, I don't expect anything different. They should be expelled from the league as it stands. Anything short of that will just make a mockery of whatever we are doing or the name we are calling it a professional league. We really have to ensure that if we want to call it professional league, we must adhere to the rules. I mean, there's nothing esoteric about this thing.
There are people that will, argue that the peculiar circumstances in Nigeria force your hand. Some of these clubs are state-owned. Some of them are not well-run. Even the ones that may be private.
Is it by force to play? Is it by force to play?
Well, that's another argument.
You know, it's not just enough to have 32 teams and let it be on record that you're running a 32-team league. Even if it is 10, let it be qualitative.
Viable 10.
Let it be viable. Let it be something that we can look at and say, okay, this is the best that we have. Make the best out of it. But to just have numbers without quality, quantity without quality, it's counterproductive when you look at the result you want to achieve at the end of it. It's an embarrassment that, you know, we have this kind of thing happening in our league. I mean, can imagine Manchester United not showing up for a league.
That's a stretch. That's a stretch.
I mean, it's sad.
We can't begin to compare ourselves at this point with those people. That's a huge leap, but we'll get there. We'll get there, hopefully.
You just have to decide to. It's not something that...
Okay. Yeah. All right, let's talk about the women. Some heartwarming news, no walkovers. So let's talk about the women now and take a look at the results quickly. Let's do that quickly. Let's talk about the women, and let's start with Group A, Nigeria Women Premier League. The results, let's give it to you quickly. You have Ibom Angels defeating Edo Queens 2-1. You have Rivers Angels beating Delta Queens 3-1. Bayelsa Queens will take on Confluence Queens. Matches will be played later. Atlant Queens taking on Shore Babes. Your thoughts quickly. We're pressed for time, but quickly your thoughts on this one.
Yeah, FC Robo giving us a lot to cheer about, and they won last week. They win this week also.
They are in Group B, but let's talk about the ones here first.
Yeah, Ibom Stars, great result for them, 2-1 against the Edo Queens. You know how we result Rivers Angels, what we've come to expect. They won 3-1, fantastic results. And it's results that are predictable, and I'm glad that we're having no walkovers, no issues. You know,
that's a good part. That's a good part. Okay, let's talk about Group B. Let's see what happens. What's been happening in that one, the matches played and the results. You have FC Robo 1-0 victory. The game you were talking about.
Yeah.
Jokodolu seems to be donating, you know, points.
They are running promo.
Okay, all right. So Sunshine Babes 1-0 victory over Pelican Stars. You have Abia Angels 2-0 victory over Adamawa Queens, and you have Nasarawa Amazons defeated Ocean Babes 2-1. Your thoughts quickly?
Yeah, Abia Angels, fantastic results. You know, lost last week to Robo 4-0. This week they come back winning 2-0 at home, and a fantastic result for them. FC Robo giving us a lot to cheer about, winning at home, you know, 1-0. Second victory on the bounce, fantastic result. And Sunshine, you know, Queens, 1-0 victory over Pelican Stars. It's good. We're looking forward to Nasarawa Amazon defending champion against Osun Babes.
Okay, so that's it for the Women's League.